Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Coach's Corner West here at Pizza Hut in Bucyrus. We have with us this evening, we're going to have players and coaches from Bucyrus, Winford, and Buckeye Central. And we want to remind you before we start here that we're brought to you in part by Doug Ludhold and Adam Weisner and Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Tim Plumley at Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, Matt Studer, Spitzer Chrysler Jeep, Ram, and Kia, 1 mile east of the Richland Mall. You can tell I've had a couple of weeks off. Rob Lust at Edgefield Animal Clinic in Marion, Matt Ramsey, John Ziegler, Drew Young, Frank Heinlein and Associates at Bucyrus Blades, serving worldwide markets since 1951. And Roger Brown at Winks Lock and Safe on South Poplar at West Warren Streets in Bucyrus. We have up with us first Bucyrus assistant coach Phil Joseph, and he brought four of his four senior players along with him, and we're going to be talking to them. First of all, we'll start out with Coach Joseph. This is going to be a big week in a lot of ways for you personally and for the program. You got 3 basketball games this week, number one, and it's winding down your career here at Bucyrus.
Yeah, we got 3 home games this week, and we're looking forward to those. Tomorrow night is most inspirational night, so the kids get to pick out the teacher that influenced them the most. Friday night is senior night, and Saturday will be my last home game at Bucyrus High School.
Yeah, and tell for the folks maybe that are going to be watching here, how long have you been at Bucyrus now?
I've been at Bucyrus for 42 years. I came here in 1980. I've been coaching for 53 years. And I've enjoyed all those years, and it's been fun. I mean, there's some frustrating minutes that goes into it. Sure. Sleepless nights, but overall, it's been very enjoyable.
Now, you came as the head coach in 1980, and then you were the head coach for 5 years, right?
For 6 years. I
6
think
years, okay.
All right. Then I became an assistant, and then I've really liked my role as an assistant since that time. I've coached JV teams, freshman teams, and then went down to junior high. But I've coached all at the varsity level and the high school level.
Currently, you're varsity assistant.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll talk about the games a little bit with the guys and in that, but from your standpoint, it's probably kind of bittersweet. Winding up your career. I know you're looking forward to retirement, but when you get basketball in your blood, or a lot of sports, that's the case. It's kind of tough to step.
Yeah, it's going to be an adjustment. There's no doubt about that. I always had a saying in my mind. I have a few sayings. I says, to play the game is great, to win the game is greater, but to love the game is the greatest overall. And that's what I've done. I've always loved the game of basketball. So I've been fortunate to be at Bucyrus for 42 years, and the school district, through many superintendents and principals and school board members, have allowed me to coach and follow my passion for 42 years.
Yeah. Well, I know that there's been, since you left as head coach, there's been quite a few changes at the head coaching spot, but all of the head coaches that have come in have asked you to stay on, which I think is a compliment.
Well, yeah, and I appreciate that, but once again, it's just that, we worked well together with all of them. I've been able to recognize what the head coach's role is because I've been there, and I know what an assistant coach can do, and it's just hard to explain, but it's just been one good ride after another.
Well, and I think one of the assets for them, from their standpoint, is you've been there. You know the kids, you know the system, you know the school district. That's all knowledge that a new guy coming in really doesn't.
Yeah, I know. I've got the kids quite a bit. It makes me feel good that I see kids, or players now, young men, who are successful after I coached them. I've had them for neighbors. I think them back for alumni games, and just get to see them in the streets when you go out to eat and stuff like that. It just makes me feel good that we can sit down and talk about them playing basketball at the high school.
Yeah, so it goes beyond, the relationship goes beyond the basketball court after they're out of school.
Yeah, it's been a good relationship for most parts. One of the honors I had, I hate to bring it up, is that Noah Lear, the basketball player we had here a few years ago, was killed in an accident playing basketball at a park. And I was very fortunate and very honored that his parents asked me to do a eulogy at his funeral, which we had in the gym. That meant a great deal to me. That meant more to me than anything we've done here at the high school.
Sure, yeah. Those are things you don't forget either. It's just something that you'll be you know, for the rest of your remember for the rest of your life. All right, so we're going to take a little break here, and then we'll transition over, talk to the girls or to the guys here. Sorry, the next group is girls. We'll remind you that we're brought to you by Lee Plymel and Brad Seibert at the Plymel Insurance Group, Bucyrus and Gallion, Hannah Newton at Wendy's downtown Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center in Bucyrus, Vince Ponziani and Associates at Wakecraft Industries, Rod Steiger and Associates at Pizza Hut Bucyrus and Gallion, and who have been the host of our show since 1992, and the Burkhart family at Burkhart Farm Sales, your Case IH dealer on the Manette Blue Winchester Road. All right, then Coach Joseph has brought with him tonight his the 4 senior basketball players on the team, and you guys want to introduce yourselves instead of having me read your names off. Go ahead, Grady.
I'm Grady Jackson.
I'm Kolton Middleton.
I'm Eddie Dagher.
I'm Michael White.
Okay, so Eddie, Colton, Mike, and Grady are the seniors this year, and I know looking at your record, you probably haven't had the success that you wanted, but it's still your senior year. You're going to remember this. What are some highlights of the year that you're going to remember, Grady?
Obviously, beating Winford's the big one, and I don't know, just playing with all these guys and really getting to play with these guys, it's just fun.
Yeah, and when you say just beating Winford, obviously it's your rival, but you hadn't won there in over 50 years. That really was a pretty amazing feat, and I think it really shocked them.
Yeah.
That was something. Colton?
Like Grady said, being Winford at Winford for the first time in a long time was definitely a great feeling. And we've been playing together since 4th grade until now, so like it's pretty great to share the court with them.
Yeah.
We've been able to since such a young age.
Yeah, and it's kind of like Phil Joseph here, Coach Joseph, ending his coaching career. You're ending your basketball career, and like you said, you played with these guys, some of them 7, 8, 9 years. It's going to be a little bit of a change.
Like they said, being Winford is the big thing we did. But another thing I also I'll never forget is Coach Egan's stories that he tells at practice. I'll never forget those.
Yeah, and I think you guys like playing for Coach Egan. He's been around a long time, got a lot of knowledge. Kind of like Coach Joseph. They've been there, and I know he really wants to get this program turned around and get it to be a winning program. And I think he's going to try to stick it out and make that happen. Mike, you have thoughts?
Yeah, same thing that they all said. Beat Winford over Winford. It's a long time.
Yeah.
Took a while, but the best thing was just having a great group of guys for my senior class.
Yeah.
All my friends, even the girls basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
We all love each other. We're all there for each other. Hopefully we don't go too far apart once college comes around, but just staying together and playing with these guys for so long.
Yeah, and we certainly love to have you guys all come back to town. I know, Grady, you got the family business. You got a shot at taking that over. And Mike, I know you already said your sister's taking over, but hey, she might find a job for you somewhere around there.
She could.
So, we like to have the homegrown talent and have them come back. Now, this is the end of your basketball careers, obviously. You guys all play a spring sport, or?
As of right now, I am not playing a spring sport, but I have thought about maybe running track.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I know Coach Boggs is always looking for bodies. The more the merrier when it comes to track. That's one of the things where if you go out for that sport, you're probably going to do something. You're probably going to run in an event. So that'd be a good thing. How about you, Paul?
I thought about playing baseball this year, but I'm not too sure yet.
Okay. Yeah. I know Coach Maudsley and the baseball team would probably welcome you with open arms because he's always looking for numbers, especially when he's trying to fill out both a JV and a varsity baseball team. He needs a lot of players, so that would really help. How about you, Eddie?
I run track.
Eddie's a track guy, and Mike, you ran track last year,
Yes.
right? Yeah. Okay. So, any plans for your post-high school? You guys all got college plans made? I know you mentioned before that you had.
Yeah, I plan on going to Bowling Green for something in the business.
Okay.
I'm not really sure yet. I still have to decide that.
Okay. Still undecided.
I plan on going to Bowling Green, something with business or communications.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go to OSU and study flight and aviation and hopefully become a pilot.
Wow, that'd be pretty neat. Maybe take over the airport here, right?
Maybe.
That'd be kind of cool. Commercial pilots, though, we've had commercial pilots that have lived in Bucyrus. You just have to drive to the airport to fly, but it's not that big a deal. So yeah, you can still come back home and still be.
Yeah, I'll probably stick around. Probably stay near Columbus, Cleveland, somewhere out there.
Yeah, you can fly to LA out of Columbus or Cleveland. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not that big a deal. Okay. All right. A good deal. Appreciate you guys coming out tonight, and big week of basketball coming up. Not just Coach Joseph's retirement, but you guys got 3 games in this week, and then your tournament game the following Tuesday.
Yep.
So you're going to be in pretty good basketball shape by the time that all rolls around. But you got games that are coming up this week. I'm not trying to put any other team down, but they're winnable games. Riverdale, you guys can compete, I think, with them. You look at their record. Certainly Seneca East you can compete with. Crestview might be a little bit of a tougher deal, but they're all at home, so you got the home court advantage, and that can really help out too. So, okay, appreciate you coming out. Enjoy your pizza. It'll be on the way here shortly when you get off the air. Okay, and we want to remind you that we are brought to you in part by Blythe Freely and Todd McDougall at Freely and Company Insurance in New Washington, Ted Coder at Monarch Body Shop in New Washington, The Ohio State University at Marion, a Big Ten education close to home, Mike Kleinite at Ag Credit, Residential Lending, Mount Gilead, Bucyrus and Marion, Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center, and Lou Ann Krebs at Rivers Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing, and Signs, Route 309 across from the Marion Depot. So, Coach, how do you get these rowdy bunch ready for this upcoming week?
Well, that's like you said. Our season's been mostly disappointing so far. But we got 3 home games, starting Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Well, if we can win those 3 games, it leaves a good taste in our mouth at the end of the season. That might make up for all the frustrating nights that it's not going to make up for it, but it feels a little bit better, if you get those 3 wins at home. Then, like you mentioned, Friday night we play Seneca East. Then we got to come back and play them again in the tournament on Tuesday, which is unusual.
Yes.
But we have to play better. We have to play better. We have to make some shots. We got to rebound a little bit better. But these are 3 games we think are very winnable for us to go end the season well. And it'd be nice because we anticipate big crowds all 3 nights.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the other thing it does is kind of sets the tone for, as you said, next year. Of course, these guys are gone, but for your underclassmen that are going to be coming back, your JV team's been playing a little bit better lately, and we get some varsity wins under your belt. That kind of sets the tone for next year.
That's right. We just if you end the season with a good taste in your mouth, you're looking forward to next season. If you end the season with not a very good taste in your mouth, you're really probably not quite as excited as you would be if you won those games.
You've got some good young talent coming up too. I think you got a little bit of size on that JV team.
Yeah, we got a couple of big kids, about 6'4" on the JV team. Some of those kids, they can shoot the ball fairly well. It's just one of the things that we have to keep developing and developing and developing. That JV team, I think, when they're seniors, could be a really pretty good basketball team.
Yeah, you got a couple of pretty good athletes along with those big guys too.
Yeah.
That always helps. And then of course you got some returning varsity players. You got Jake Ham, you got Malachi Bayless. You got a few that are coming back to sprinkle in with them.
We do, but every year things happen, and we're hoping they happen for the good this time. I know Coach Egan has got a camp set up in May for about 3 or 4 days, and he's going to have our local camp here at the end of June, and they'll be going to different shootouts during the week and stuff like that. And we hope the kids develop. We hope everybody comes out next year, everybody stays healthy and all that goes into it, and things could look pretty good for us. But we got to finish this season right now, and then we'll worry about next year when the summertime comes around, because most of our athletes will be involved in spring sports, and we want them to focus on their spring sport. And when that sport's over with, then we can talk about basketball.
Right. Yeah, summertime, like you say, June, especially June, is a big time for off-season basketball.
And we're happy. I'm happy to see kids play other sports, because you only go around once.
Yes.
And you're only in high school once, and you got to take that advantage, because you don't want to look back when you're 30, 35, 40 years old. Well, I wish I would have ran track. boy, I wish I would have played tennis. Boy, I wish I would have played baseball. Something like that. It's that one-time chance.
Yes, and you know, people say, oh, concentrate on this or concentrate on that. LeBron James played football till his senior year. I mean, you know, he knew he was going to the NBA. Most kids aren't going to the NBA, or probably the majority of kids aren't even playing college ball. So playing multiple sports is really
The way I always feel like, if a coach tells you, just focus on basketball, not football or anything else. If a football coach tells you, just play football, get away with it, don't do anything else, they're not looking out for the benefit of the kids.
right.
They're looking out for their own ego.
And I don't think most coaches do that anymore. That probably happened in the past somewhat, but I think most coaches right now would prefer the
Yeah, I
kids play
know,
ball.
you got to accept that fact. And most college recruiters I hear about, or most athletes, will say, I played all sports in high school.
Yes.
I know a football coach, he'll go to a basketball game, and he'll look at the kid, because you can see a lot more at a basketball game than you can at a football game.
Sure.
You look at the kid, how's he respond to his teammates?
Yes.
How's he respond when he's taken out of the game?
Yes.
How's he respond if he gets a bad call against him?
Right.
You know, if he's pouting, if he's laying back on the bench and not concerned, how's he take coaching during the timeouts from the coach?
Exactly.
That all goes into fact.
Yes.
They want to see that stuff, you know, how it works.
Yes, yes. So you were talking about your tournament game. Tell the folks where the tournament game is.
It's going to be at Hopewell Lounge.
Okay.
I think we play the first game, and I think it's going to be at 5:30 out
Yeah.
there. We've been there before, and like you said, we play Sunny Keys, so there's not going to be any surprises.
Yep.
We played them once, we're going to play them again Friday night, and we can play them again Tuesday night. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll know what's going on from each team. And we know they got a great player in Mason. Kid, he's averaging about 28 points a game. But I think we can shut him down a little bit. I think we can take care of the other kids. And I think we got some kids about ready to step up. I just got that feeling that at home and for the tournament game, we got some people that's going to play some of their better games of the year.
There you go. Be nice to be able to win a sectional championship.
Yeah, that would be nice.
You're in a tough sectional right now. It's a very tough sectional.
Right now, when you get into tournaments, win in advance.
Yes.
We want to win the first game first, then worry about the second
Then
game
worry about who
later.
you're playing the second game. Exactly. That's right. All right. Well, listen, Coach, we know you're busy this week and appreciate you taking out your time, and best on your retirement. I know, again, it's going to be kind of a two-edged sword. You're going to miss basketball a little bit, although you're going to be around a little bit, I think.
I'll be seeing you quite often. You know, we're in the press box together during football season. And I know you're going to be covering most of the games next year like you did this year. And I appreciate the way you covered us throughout the years, you and the radio station. And I'll be at the ball games. I'm not going to get lost.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Coach Bill Joseph and his senior players, Grady Jackson, Kolton Middleton, Eddie Dagher, and Mike Wise. We appreciate you guys coming out, and best of luck on your upcoming games this week. Make it a sweep.
Thank you.
We want to remind you that we're brought to you in part by Doug Ludhold and Adam Weisner and Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Tim Plumley at Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, Matt Studer at Spitzer Chrysler Dodge, I did that before, didn't I? Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Kia, 1 mile east of the Richland Mall, Rob Lust at Edgefield Animal Clinic, Marion, Matt Ramsey, John Ziegler, Drew Young, and Frank Heinlein and Associates at Bucyrus Blades, serving worldwide markets since 1951. And Roger Brown at Winks Lock and Safe, South Poplar at West Warren Street in Bucyrus. And we're going to have coming up next with us a little bit of a different angle. We're going to have the Winford girls 7th grade basketball team, and we'll do that next.